Welcome back, everybody, to Catching You. I'm your co-host, Rusty Ham. With me, beautiful daughter, Lacie Ham. Lacie, say hi.
Hello.
Hello. So, Lace, we just came back from the Mary Nutter. What do you... I'm going to ask you how you felt. I'm going to tell you what Mom and I did. She started golfing, right?
Yeah.
And she says she's not a golfer yet. I don't know what that meant. We were
Okay.
eating, but she's a golfer now, right? The last time she played was our honeymoon when we were in Mexico, like 20 plus years ago. So that was the last time she played, actually. And like she stopped like after the third hole or something. So then she got back into it. We took her to a par 3 course Friday, night 18 holes. So I was teaching her all the etiquette and marking her ball. And then Saturday we went out on a 9-hole with a couple par 4s, a couple par 5s. She got in the sand quite a bit, doesn't know how to get out of it. So that was interesting to watch her try to get out of it. And then she said she had to go to the bathroom. So we left the course. So she had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then we drove back to the hole we were on. We didn't tell you that. And I told her, I said, no, when we play for real, you can't do that. Like, you can't just leave.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I mean, they have bathrooms on courses.
Yeah.
So she just needs to find the bathroom that's on the course, not leave. So, but it was fun watching her play because you know how competitive she is, right? You guys are both similar as far as competitiveness. But golf is very hard to play, especially when you're just starting out, and it can get pretty frustrating. So she did a good job of not getting frustrated.
That's good.
You know, she should hit the ball every single time perfectly.
I personally am not a golf girl.
Yeah, those cart girls though, she
They
makes.
think.
I ordered 6 drinks, $45, and she made an $8 tip by just going in the cooler and setting them to the side for me.
Yeah.
She made $8 doing that. So
It's a hustle. It's a hustle. We work hard.
Yeah. Mom said that she was thinking about doing it this summer.
Her being a cart girl?
Yeah. You don't think she can?
You know who they only hire?
Nice. Be careful. This is being recorded.
I mean, if we want to get like controversial,
You want to get real?
if you want to be real, they only
Hire cute little young girls.
young girls. Yeah.
And I told her I didn't want her to do it because these guys are going to be hitting on her all the time.
That would be true.
That's true. All right. So anyway, we were out in Cathedral City for the Mary Nutter. You posted a picture on Instagram. I forgot that we had pictures like that.
Yeah.
When you looked like you were 12, you?
Yeah. It had to be when.
I think we stopped going when you were.
It might have been Mark's team.
Was it Mark's team? First year 14s?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't get hit in the head yet.
Yet. But I remember the shirt. Like, I really liked that shirt because it was the baby blue Batbusters.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember wearing that on Mark's team for practice.
Right. So first year 14s, but we have other pictures of you when you were younger because
Yes.
We went out there when you were 10U, 12U, all that kind of stuff. Cute picture, we did a little selfie. And then the other picture was you signing a ball for little girls. Describe the feeling of how you felt back then. You had aspirations, I'm assuming, and then actually being able to play there.
Well, it was definitely the same environment as it was when I was a kid. So, being from San Jose State, of course, they gave us the late game times and the far back fields, but we got to play on the Wrigley Field for Nebraska. And that was the game that it really felt like you were at the Mary Nutter. Then we got escorted from our warm-up area to the outfield where we're supposed to warm up, but there was no place to warm up because there were so many people. Because the game before us was UCLA and Arkansas. So everyone's watching that game. But as we're walking in the outfield, tons of little travel ball girls or rec ball girls or whoever. There were some little baseball guys coming up to us too, asking for our autograph. And I mean, obviously, you think about because I was in that position at one point. I mean, I have pictures with Sierra and Sydney Romero. Just because, I mean, we loved them because they were from Marietta and all that stuff.
Oregon, here's some pictures of
Oregon, yeah. But it's kind of weird because, I mean, some girls would like just autograph and just like keep going, but like our team is just so happy to be recognized because, I mean, these girls probably don't even know what team we're on because our thing just said Spartans. They're like, but what they saw was us in a college uniform. And we're like, oh, those are college girls. Like, let me go get their autograph.
And you're playing Nebraska, right?
And we're playing Nebraska. So, I mean, they're high level. So, I mean, I made it a point to ask what position they are, what their favorite pitch was, if there was a pitcher. And they were all very cute, saying, thank you. And I'm signing bats, I'm signing balls, I'm signing jerseys, all of that stuff. And we did that for about 20 minutes, I'd say. And then we had to go warm up for the Nebraska game, but it was really cute.
Yeah, full circle, right? I mean, because you did the same thing. You waited in line, and I remember you waiting in line for Sierra. You waited in line in UCLA. I forgot whose signature you got, but and then full circle, they're doing the same thing to you. Yeah, me walking around was just like deja vu with everybody's travel ball. They're so proud of their travel ball. You used to wear your Batbuster shirts, and I saw a couple of those. You see some Firecracker shirts, and and some rec ball. A lot of rec ball girls out there, which is cool. And it was packed. I mean, even the backfields was pretty packed. Like there's a lot of people there,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like the backfields were crappy teams. There was San Diego State was back there, Long Beach State. I think Oregon State was, so it wasn't like these podunk, crappy teams, and all those games were competitive, right? So it was really cool to be able to watch you, um, again catching you, right? The play on words, catching you back in the day, getting autographs, and then catching you do the same thing and giving other girls autographs. It's really cool. Let's talk about you did well. Team went 2-3. Nebraska, you guys were hanging in there for about 3 innings, and a couple errors led to the floodgates opening. But then you guys battled back. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit. You guys battled back and scored 4 runs. Actually, I don't know if you remember, she was a Crown Angel girl. You scored 4 runs off of her, I think, or maybe 3 runs off of her. So you guys didn't give up. You guys were on that main field. I'm assuming you guys were like, okay, we're not going to lose 8.
Yeah, I mean, you can call this a theory or not. Our Nebraska game was at 5:30. They scheduled our LMU game at 7:30. A regular college game always, depending on how quick the game is going, minimum will be 2 hours.
Right.
So if they thought we were going to start on time for the LMU game at 7:30, someone thought we were going to get mercied in 5. My opinion, I think that's what it was. Like, oh, we'll just put them at 7:30 because that game will go by quick.
You said it here. It's recorded.
It's recorded. And if you work for the Mary Nutter, hey, look at San Jose. Don't do that. Because I know what it means. We all knew what it meant. And honestly, it was kind of like I think I was talking to one of my other seniors about it, and they're like, that's just plain disrespectful. Like, we're all playing the same game. We just have different jerseys on, and we go to different schools, especially for tournaments like this. Yes, they're the big teams with the big names and all of that stuff. We all have to swing the bat. We all have to pitch the ball. We all have to field the ball. Why not why not put everyone on an equal playing field? Because we know why you put us at a 7:30 game time. We ended up starting at 8:30, regular time that we did the night before.
How many of those executives, if they're watching, were freaking out when it was 0-0 in the 3rd inning?
Oh my gosh, we're not going to start on time. Yeah, because
And you didn't because you went 6 innings.
But then we went 6 innings because we were competing against them for 3. Our hitters were doing well against both pitchers that pitched for Nebraska. Aubrey hit a home run. People were getting hits. The slappers, like Haley hit a two runs in with her slap to the left field.
Well, you competed for 4 innings because you guys made it 9-4,
Yes.
and then that last inning they mercied you guys. But no, so and that should be for you guys. Number one, it's a slap in the face, but you should say, hey, we're competitive. We should be able to. People will look at your conference and say, okay, San Diego State, Boise State, Nevada. There's some really good teams. Like,
Yeah.
can't even leave out Fresno State. Fresno State's good, and I'm sure that
Yeah.
I'm sure New Mexico. They're like, hey, what about us? And so same with you. You guys, you guys are gonna, and we talked about it. You guys are gonna be competitive. So you pitched well. You played Howard, and you did great. You gave up 1 run in the first inning, and then shut him down. Had how many strikeouts?
7.
7. 1 walk, I believe. Yeah, so you pitched great. Your changeup was immaculate. It was on fire. And then what other game you pitched well in?
So that was day 1, and then day 2 I pitched the LMU game after Nebraska.
Right.
Yeah.
And you did well on that
I did.
for a bit.
What?
For a bit.
No, I thought I did well.
Well, you came back in. You did great. I think you had a bad inning, took out, and then you came back in, and then pitched well the rest of the game.
Okay, as a pitcher, you're gonna give up hits, and say it's like a leadoff hit or something like that. So what? Leadoff hit. I understand, like gapper, hard hit up the middle. Like, all right, they're seeing you, right?
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
One time.
Yes, I wouldn't qualify saying that I had a bad inning if I gave up 1 hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for pitchers, I've had to come out of this mentality a lot, where if the hitters are making contact, I used to go straight to like I didn't do well, like I didn't do good. I'm not doing well. But if you're getting pop-ups, if you're getting ground balls that are playable, you're doing well. So my thought process behind the LMU game was that I did well. Because as a pitcher, I thought I was doing my job. So, and what was hard was what?
That's right. There was a lot of errors. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Right, and that's okay. So she took it out because after a bunch of errors, then I think you walked somebody or something.
I think so.
Something was hard hit, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, maybe we need to change up pitchers, change up the
And
momentum."
what's difficult about those games, and I know it it brought me back to travel ball, because the Nebraska game, even though I did not play in that game, the adrenaline for all of us was so high that we were on a high that whole game, and now it's already 8:30, and now it plummets because 'cause we're all walking to the backfield. No one's here anymore, and we're playing LMU, who we got smacked around by last year, and now I'm being told that I'm starting, and we're starting in 15 minutes, so I gotta rush over to the field and try and keep my adrenaline going. When I start a game, I naturally do have some adrenaline. When that inning happened, it might have been like the 4th inning, 5th inning.
Yeah, so you were up 3-0 going into the 5th inning.
Yeah.
You were dealing. I'm sorry, I had a couple games, so 3-0. You guys are offense was 3-0. You're doing well, and then just again, you gave up 6 runs, but 2 of them were only earned. Like you gave up 4 unearned runs.
Yeah.
Because of just errors, on the field.
And I mean, and I understood the feeling of my team because I was getting to a point where I was like, my energy level, my adrenaline level was at almost at 0 because it was so late at night. And I remember travel ball games going into PGF specifically. Do not have your players playing until midnight. That is torture. That is actually torture. You're having children stay up past midnight just to have an 8 a.m. game the next day.
Big
If I
Big Lean Dreams doesn't care. They're selling
I mean, they're making money, who cares?
Yeah.
But I remember pulling my team into a huddle after, I think, the 4th inning before things got crazy, or I think after things got a little crazy. I said, "I know you all are tired. I know that, like, our adrenaline is low. All our energy went into Nebraska, but we have to give a little bit more. We have to. You can't just, like, roll over and quit." And, I mean, I haven't experienced a game like that since travel ball, those late night games, because Friday night games for conference start at 6 p.m. all the time, other than if there's, like, a weather delay, then we'll probably start later or earlier,
Yeah, you're done by 8:30, get to bed by 10:30 maybe.
and that's perfect.
Yeah.
But both Friday and Saturday night, my team did not go to bed until 1:30 AM, and I don't think we've experienced that for a while, and it really took a toll, and I'm really glad that we got the UCSB game on Sunday.
Well, I mean, you had a late flight, so you didn't get in until late.
Yeah, 3 nights in a row, I actually went to bed at 1 AM.
There you go. Yeah, so you did great, right? I think you're on track, and so let's pivot to that then, because we have a few minutes here. What I am seeing from, and it's also from the first 2 years, your first 3 years. This is a different atmosphere, different culture in your team. Because when you came in, there were some seniors left over from the previous coaching staff. And so they were kind of, iffy on Tammy. They weren't really sure. Letty's in there, and Letty and James, and they weren't really sure about James. And James is awesome. Love the guy. Letty too. Love her. Um, but I think the older girls on the team were just kind of like, maybe they're just kind of over it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we like the other head coach. Okay, you know. But then your sophomore year, you did great. You guys got, third, or I think you said fourth or fifth in conference. Ended up going to the conference championship. But still, there was still kind of, because you guys went on to play after the conference championship, and all the seniors said, no, we're not going. So it was just all the returners, and you guys did well out there too.
Yeah, we did.
But it was just kind of the seniors in both your freshman and sophomore year were just like, it seemed like they were just kind of over it. We've talked about it before, where some seniors were like, I just want this year to be over with. And then some seniors are like, no, I love it. This is a great team. And so I think the seniors, the first 2 years were just like, we're done with this.
Mm,
Last year, the seniors were better because I think they were Tammy's first recruiting class.
those were the last girls recruited from the old coaches.
Oh, okay. And so, but they've had 2 years with Tammy, so they were just like, so that I think they felt good about Tammy, but they were still in that mode, that senioritis mode. And then the coaching staff was just Tammy's great. Just her assistants were not very great, and just the vibe of the team was just not there. And your record showed it, and your record showed it. Your ERA showed it because of how you felt about your pitching coach and how he made you feel and how he made other people feel on the team. It just was not a good situation, right? I mean, I don't want to sit here and badmouth him the whole time, but you had a 6 ERA, which you just realized the other day. You're like, holy cow.
I don't think I've ever had that in my entire career. No.
So then this year, you get a new pitching coach, Taylor. Awesome. She tells you what pitch she wants, what location, and the intent behind it, which is awesome. Like she's like, okay, this is the pitch I want, and this is why.
Yeah.
And then I was just watching her the whole time, when she was calling, just how encouraging she was. Lace, you got this. Even after the home run, your first home run of the year that you gave up, she was still like, you got this, Lace. She was still encouraging you, which is awesome, right?
Yeah.
And just to see how the girls are carrying themselves, they're not moping around. They have a little pep in their step. Defensively, they're talking to you, because I know in the past, like, the infielders don't talk to me at all.
Yeah.
But these girls are like, they take a step forward, Lacie, you got this, and they're talking to you, they're talking situations, which is kind of what you were hoping for, right? Your senior year, I need this type of vibe to end my senior year.
Yeah. It's definitely different, and although we're 7 and 8, those like, especially with our first weekend out, like, it wasn't bad softball.
Yeah, the team now is not the team that went over at
No.
the beginning of the year.
It's like, we need, like, 1 or 2 little things to go our way, or just, like, a little bit more, like, here and there, and we win those games. It's not like my last year, we were getting mercied, like, it wasn't even close, and we're definitely, like, going in the right direction. We have a lot more home games where we feel a lot more confident at home, and, I mean, everyone gets along that I know of. Um, so, yeah, it's a lot different, and I think just a lot more encouraging all around, like, people are just very uplifting each other instead of bringing each other down.
Well, and I think it helps that the senior class
Yeah,
was recruited by Tammy and Letty, right?
yeah,
You, Niece, Jewel. I think those are the three seniors left from that recruiting class, right?
Aubrey,
And Aubrey, right? Um,
mm, Taylor Squires.
Taylor Squire. So you seniors were the recruiting class of Tammy, and you guys are like, you don't have that senioritis. I'm done with the senior year type of attitude. These seniors want to win and they want to perform, and so I think that's a big key that you guys are like, you're not moping around like hoping the season's over. I can't speak for them. I can speak for you that you're not that way.
I know that everyone wants to do well, and, like, especially with how seniors this year experienced last year. We didn't even get to the tournament last year, and we experienced the tournament my sophomore year.
Hmm.
So, like, we've experienced the Mountain West Championship, and we experienced not even making it to the tournament. So, like, going from that to that, this year, we're like, "All right, never happening again," you know?
Yeah, and it's these same teams in this conference are not going to be the same teams next year, right? It's going to be completely a revamped conference. So yeah,
And us being ranked last for preseason.
yeah. So good motivation. And I was going to say the Nebraska game was a tell, meaning you guys didn't give up, right? You were down 8-0. Even the people that were sitting in the stands with us who are kind of new to softball, they're like, "So what's the run rule again?" I'm like, "Well, it's 8 after 5," and they're like, "Oh, okay." Like they were assuming that was going to happen. Then you guys dropped 4 on them, right, to bring it to 9-4, and they thought, "Oh, okay, we're done after this inning," right? Because it was the fifth inning when you guys scored the 4 runs, and so they're like, whoever the higher ups are for the Mary Nutter and Nebraska was like, "Damn it!"
Yeah. I mean, if you're 3 outs away from a mercy and you give up and you have to play another inning,
Yeah,
your whole team's like, "Here we go,"
yeah,
you
dang it.
know?
Yeah, so good stuff. Well, I'm glad you were able to experience it, right? You've been fighting for 3 years. She caved because normally you guys are at the Judy Garmin, which is this weekend.
Just fun as well.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, that was a good experience for each other as well because you were on the main field against Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah. That
Cal
was
State,
the year.
yeah,
That was the year they were really good, but, like, they were beating everybody.
yeah. And you guys were up 1-0 for a while, and then I think it ended up being 2-1 then. Um, yeah, I think you're on the right track, Lace. I'm super proud of you. I told you I had a really good feeling at the beginning of the year. I think, I don't know, I think you're at an ERA of 2.6 or something like that. So you're on the right track. You're gonna do really well. Come conference time, it's a little different because they know you, they've known you for 4 years now.
Yeah. I just there's been some sort of shift from last year to this year, like, I'm definitely commanding the zone a little bit more, and I'm not, like,
And
afraid to throw certain pitches.
yeah, and you've gained a couple miles per hour too.
Yeah, so that makes a huge difference. Last year, I just, like I don't know, I wish I could explain it.
I know. I can explain it for I can go on for hours, but I'm not.
Mhm.
But I love you. You did great. So next weekend you are in Stockton, and then the following weekend you're back home again.
Yes,
So that's good. That's
yes.
always good to play at home.
I think we're I think that's our last preseason before we go to New Mexico.
Wait, does it snow on you again?
That was my worst nightmare. I think I have nightmares about it to this day.
All right, Lace. Catch you on the other side, everybody. I love you, sweetie.
Love you.
Take care.